Hi guys, and welcome back to the fourth installment of my OneByOne Ironman account. I just wanted to say a huge thank you for the support in the last video. It is very much appreciated and it has spurred me on to continue with this account, because I can tell you, Mother Lode Mine was not an experience I'd ever like to do again. As always, let me recap on the account rules. Once I choose a skill, I must level it up to 99. And then it becomes fair use for the rest of the account's life. So currently, I have 3 skills at my disposal: agility, hunter, and finally, mining. Before we get started, I have a confession to make. Back in April, I upgraded my storage on my PC and have basically lost all the skill screenshots from level 1 to 77. However, I did take some random screenshots on the way, so I've tried to piece the story back together. So, with the help of these screenshots and pushing my smooth brain to the limit, I believe that I can show you the most accurate way I got this skill all the way to 99. As you can tell by the title of this video, I chose Thieving as my next 99. Thieving is probably one of the most quickest skills to get to 99. However, the main reason why it took me about 8 months to get were Hogwarts Legacy, Baldur's Gate 3, and I finally got myself a beautiful little kitten called Alexi. Look at him. So cute. Now enough with the excuses, let's get into why I did Thieving in the first place. Honestly, the main reason I did was the easy money generation. Without Thieving, my best moneymaker was the agility pyramid, which is a bit of a ball ache. In order to actually do the agility pyramid, I require the desert clothing to reduce desert heat, grab a load of water skins so I don't die of thirst, go to Al-Kharid, take 2 flying carpets, run through the desert to get to the pyramid, and do 1 lap, all for 10k. Now with 99 and eventually getting some extra perks, I can get this money with less setup way quicker. However, there were many issues that I faced doing Thieving at my current level. One of the biggest pains I had was HP, as I only have 10. It is a blessing that I'm not hardcore because I died a lot due to my own stupidity and not actually paying attention when I needed to. Looking back, having extra health as a buffer would have made this experience a lot more chilled, as I had to constantly eat and check my health, but it's not necessary and highly doable without it. If I can do it, anyone can. There were many training methods that I was completely locked out of due to my restrictions, but let me highlight some of the very popular ones. Quests. Biohazard, Fight Arena and Tower of Life are quests that accounts can do without any thieving requirements. All these would give you a combined XP of 3,925, jumping you from level 1 to 18. However, I cannot do any of them, due to Biohazard requires you to kill a level 13 Mourner, Fight Arena offers attack XP, and Tower of Life requires 10 construction. The fruit stalls in Hosidius offer great XP rates, as each fruit grants 28.5 XP. Not only that, but if you get your own world, you can steal from 2 stalls without being caught. This minimises the amount of time you need to wait for the stalls to refresh. Even though this requires a lot more running, there's a chance to steal a strange fruit, which when eaten restores 30% run energy. Unfortunately, I cannot do this method as it requires 15% Hosidius favour, which I cannot generate due to the first method of ploughing the fields, which gives farming XP. Blackjacking can offer one of the best XP rates when thieving. To explain this simply, you need to have a blackjack equipped. With this blackjack, you must travel to Polnivneach, in which you can roll one of the following NPCs: Bearded Polnivneach Bandits at level 45, Polnivneach Bandits at 55, and finally Manaphyte Thugs at 65. Once you have found one of these, you must knock them out and then pickpocket them. There are better videos out there to explain this method better than me, so please seek them. I would like to warn you that this is not a chilled method to train thieving, and you will need to destroy your wrist to do this, but the money and XP is very good. I cannot do this method as I cannot complete the feud quest. Regarding stealing artifacts, I personally have never done this activity, so I'm not going to pretend to you that I understand this method. However, reading into this method, it seems that it's a very good method to train multiple skills at once. This is due to a lot of running between points, meaning players could do actions like Fletch or Hyak at the same time. Unfortunately, I cannot get 75% Piscarilius favour, as the low-end Baby generation methods require both crafting and fishing. Pyramid Plunder is a cool minigame that offers a huge amount of thieving XP. This dangerous minigame requires the player to enter the pyramid and plunder as much contents within 5 minutes. For any English 90s people, this is pretty much like Jungle Run. There are 8 rooms, each requiring higher thieving levels. The main strategy is to get to the later rooms as there are better chances to loot Pharaoh's Scepter, which at this current time is worth about 3 mil. Alas, I cannot do this method as it requires the completion of Ichthyrlan's Little Helper, in which the player must be able to kill a level 91 possessed priest. Completing the Ardougne diaries gives you 2 benefits for training thieving. The first is the Ardougne Cloak. Completing the medium diary rewards you with the Ardougne Cloak 2, which gives you a 10% increased chance in pickpocketing all around Ardougne, whilst completing the hard diary gives you the version 3, which increases the chance all over Gielinor. Please note, you do not need this to be equipped to get its benefits. The second is the coin pouch limit increase. When the coin pouch thieving update was rolled out, initially the player could only hold a maximum of 28. You would need to empty these before you could continue. However, in February 2023, an update was rolled out to allow players to increase this limit. You can see on screen which limit increase corresponds to the required diary completion. All this sounds good, but I cannot get any of these, as I can't even complete the easy diary due to the requirement of the completion of Biohazard. With all the doom and gloom out the way, let's dive into actual methods that I did use. Hazel's Cult is a quest that can jump the player from 1 to 11. There are 2 routes to complete this quest. Either side with Cyril, in which you must kill Alamone, or side with Hazil, in which you do nothing. So of course I sided with Hazil as I cannot gain XP for killing anyone. Wrong. Basically I beans it up and I selected the wrong option. This was literally a 50-50 and I actually did use a guide and I still messed it up. Because of this, I actually locked myself out of getting this free thieving XP. So after all this, I am still level 1. So, starting at level 1, I did the most common starting method and robbed the citizens of Gielinor, particularly this guy upstairs in Ardougne. The only reason I trained on this guy specifically is because it was the closest to my previous failure. Once I finished caressing that guy's arse, I moved on to arguably the most important training method I will have on this account for a long time: cake stalls. By no means is it because of the XP rate, it is down to the delicacy that is known as the humble cake. This is my best food source I will have until I start leveling up my HP. When eating the cake, the player will eat 3 slices, and each slice heals 4, which equates to 12 HP in total. Each cake can heal me for more than my total HP, and it only takes up 1 inventory slot. As you can see, I am truly hyped for the god tier food source that is a cake. So I got to work and started nicking them. Best place to steal these bad boys is at Ardougne at this stall. If you walk under the baker, you will never get caught. Plus, the major bonus is that multiple people can steal from the stall at once, just as long as everyone is spam clicking it. If you're like me and want to bank the cakes, there are 2 banks to choose from. If you're using Rune Light, you can make the camera zoom out more, which allows you to click on the south bank in one go. Only issue with stealing cakes is that there are chances of you getting bread and chocolate slices, which are not better than cake. However, I have a gamer tip for you. Instead of dropping the bread and chocolate slices, which require 2 clicks or a shift click, instead just eat them. When you have a full inventory, you have enough time between the stalls refreshing to eat one of them. Personally, I found this easier and chiller than just simply dropping them. At level 21, I had the ability to try my hand at another quest, Tribal Totem. Luckily for me, there were no choices I needed to make, so I couldn't mess it up. This was actually super quick quest and nets 1775 XP, pushing me up to level 23. Once I finished this quest, I hopped back onto the boat to get to Ardougne to return to the bakery stall to steal more cakes. This will be a common theme, but I'll talk about that later. At level 38, I started to miss the warm embrace of a buttock against my hand, plus I wanted better XP rates. So I turned my attention to Master Farmers. Master Farmers are a great way for players, especially Ironman, to get seeds. They can be found all over the place, but for me, I picked the guy in Draenor Village for 2 specific reasons. One, I am planning to bank all seeds because I am a greedy boy and it's easier to bank all rather than just individually dropping them. And reason 2 is Draenor is near Lumbridge, so if I die, I can get back here really quickly. For this method, I would highly recommend to tag the Master Farmers, as it makes it easier to spot him. I would like to put a note on this that having a higher farming level will increase the rare seed pickpocket rate. However, when I did this, I only had level 1 farming. At level 50, it was time to get my rogue's outfit. If you didn't know, when you have the full outfit, you have a guaranteed chance to double the loot from all pickpocketing. So, without this outfit, you're at a huge disadvantage. However, the only problem with this is that you have to do the Rogue's Den maze. And to be honest, this place sucks. On screen, you can see the map of the maze, which can be found on the wiki. Looks long and tedious, right? The goal is simple. Get to the middle without messing up and with no equipment. If you do mess up, you have to go all the way back to the start. On top of that, if you do get to the end, you're not even guaranteed a piece of the outfit. When you open the wall safe, you have the chance to get a Rogue's kit, which is pretty useless, a Rogue's equipment crate, which you can redeem for one of the 5 pieces of the Rogue's outfit, or nothing. Yes, nothing but waste of time. Because I'm level 50, I cannot use the shortcut marked as B on the map, which you need to be level 80 to use. This means I have to go all the way around, which is the longest route marked by the purple line. Since I hate this place so much, I was really tempted just to wait until level 80 to get this shortcut. I would have lost out on a lot of loot. However, there is a holy grail of a rune-like plugin found within the external plugin section. When you install the plugin Rogue's Den, it places all the tile markers you would ever need. This means you do not need to refer to a guide and you can blindly follow the markers. Nightfire Cat, I love you for making this plugin. This meant I was able to tackle the course without actually failing at all. I did a total of 16 runs. I failed to crack the safe 9 times and only got 2 Rogue's kits. Once I had my kinky outfit on, it was time to go back to my love of Master Farmers to get double loot. I did this until level 55 to unlock my endgame method. Once I got to level 55, I did the most famous thieving method, which is Ardougne. This method, though not as good as blackjacking, is very good XP and money for such mindless work. Each pickpocket nets you 100 GP and 84.3 XP. There are a couple ways to get the Ardougne set up, but I would highly recommend to join a clan chat which hosts and organises splashers. These splashers would wear gear that would give them minus 64 magic attack, meaning they would never hit their enemy and cause them to splash. Even though they would never hit them, it kept the NPC locked into combat, but other players were still free to pickpocket them. On top of that, these splashers would normally lure the Ardougne into a bank, and because I would never get 100% success rate on my current restrictions, it was perfect for me to be able to get more food very quickly. The clan I personally joined was World Splashers. I would scroll through the list of players and find out which world had the most players on at that time and hop to that world. Eventually, I would add the splashers that had their friends chat always on, and I'd hop directly to them. I will not reveal the players that I added just in case they want to remain anonymous. Here are some extra tips just for you guys. Tip number 1. Use the entity hider to your advantage. Due to the high volume of players that will be pickpocketing at once, the Ardougne will start to blink in and out of reality. So to combat this, I would turn off all players besides your friend. On top of that, do yourself a favour and turn off other people's pets. The amount of times I thought I just got the pet and right click to check was sadly high. I'd also like to admit that I turned off the public chat. The amount of utter bull that people chat here was nearly on par with Wintertot. Honestly, can be funny, but so distracting. If you're a more sociable bugger than me, just keep it on. I would also like to apologise to anyone that tried to talk to me. I was not ignoring you, I just muted the chat. Tip number 2 is tag the Ardougne. Even though I had entity hider Thanosing all other people out, having the knight tagged means you can see him through the walls. I will position the camera horizontal like so. I do this as the Ardougne loves to move that booty back and forth, but by having the position horizontal, you will always be able to click him regardless of his position. Tip number 3 is move the HUD. Because you're going to be clicking a lot and destroying them fingers, you don't need to hurt your wrist as well, as let's be honest, you'll probably be using it for something else. I would highly recommend squashing all the HUD down into the bottom right corner. This means you do not need to move the mouse as much and you can easily see your health and if you've been stunned all in one place. The interesting thing about this is that I actually tracked how much I was getting per level. However, if you cast your memory all the way back about my smooth brain actions, I lost this tracking. So unfortunately, I only have the tracking of money from level 77. Meaning, from level 77 all the way to 98, wearing the rogue's outfit, I roughly stole 13.1 million GP from that one Ardougne night. So as I already have spoiled, I did not do Ardougne nights to 99. I instead thought it would be a good idea to collect some seeds so I can get a head start on farming and then turning into herb lore. I personally do not know if this was a good idea. The XP rate was about 50% slower, and I'm unsure if the seeds I collected were worth more than the GP I would have had instead. Hopefully I feel these positive effects when I'm training farming. On the screen you can see what the state of my seed collection was at 98 and then after when I got to 99. And there you have it, 99 Thieving. To get this cape you need to go back to the roast den and talk to Martin. Since I did Thieving, I had more than enough money to buy the cape outright, which cost 99k. Honestly, I think this is one of the worst emotes on a skill cape. As I mentioned earlier, cakes were my prime food source to heal. Through this 99, I would go back to Ardougne, steal 1,000 cakes and go on my way. And would you believe it? I tracked how many cakes I ate and stole. In total, I stole 7,083 cakes, although I only ate 6,090. In a lifetime, 6,090 cakes isn't that bad, but spoiler alert, this 99 took me 252 days, meaning my character ate around 24 cakes a day. I don't know about you, but I think that's a lot of cake for one person to eat. So curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to know what would happen to a body in real life if they ate this many cakes. Since Jagex is located in England, these results will be based on UK information. Though I cannot confirm, I think these cakes are Victoria's sponge cake. As a side comparison, they look pretty similar. Get the nutritional value, I use my local supermarket brand, Sainsbury's. Other supermarkets are available. Straight off the bat, this cake costs £3.15, so this diet would cost £78 a day. According to the NHS, the average adult should only intake around 2,000 calories a day. My player was ingesting 32,871, 16 times more than the NHS recommends. Sugar intake, only 20. My character ate 414, 20 times more. Salt intake should only be 6 grams. My player ate 46 grams, 7 times more. Basically, my character should be dead, let alone walking around on his own 2 feet. But hilariously, after this bulking diet, she still has 99 agility and has that great figure that we've been working on. Within the Thieving skill, the player has a chance to get the Rocky pet. This means that I could have had a chance to get this pet in every single skilling method I did in this video. So, after stealing and nicking, did I get the pet? No. As you can see, I've been tracking how long it's taken me to get each of my 99. I want to say again, please do not base this information on your own experience of getting the 99. I take breaks in this game and I do not do the most efficient methods. As I spoiled earlier, this method took me 252 days to complete, so this actually slots into 3rd place. Shockingly, this took me longer to get than agility. Please remember, I also include days I didn't play or log on to RuneScape. I guess this shows that I had more going on now than I was when I was training agility. Another reason for this slowness could be due to the training methods being very similar and repetitive. I did find this skill very boring to train, and I actually think I did enjoy agility more than Thieving, but I would actually blame that on the training methods I did and not the skill itself. And there we have it, 4 99s unlocked on this account. Thank you so much for watching this adventure into the world of Thieving. Tune in next time for the 5th instalment.